Welcome back to Overtake. I'm Renee, and after coming back from my holidays in Japan, I was super hyped to jump into Japanese Driftmaster. Unfortunately though, the game got delayed until May, giving it a bit more time for polishing. But don't worry, there were a ton of news that piqued the interest of sim racers this past month, so let's dive right into our third installment of Sim Racers Monthly to see what was important in March. How about starting with hardware news this time? We had a number of interesting announcements, with Asetek as the first manufacturer out of the gate on March 4th. The Danish company announced its brand new Initium lineup aimed at the entry-level market, including Xbox compatibility. At the same time, they unveiled several updates and upgrades to their existing hardware. Just a day later, Heusinkveld revealed a new piece of gear of their own, launching the MaxShift Mini sequential shifter, also claimed to be an entry-level piece of gear, though that is always relatively speaking with high-end manufacturers such as Heusinkveld, of course. Fast forward to yet another day later, and Nacon officially unveiled its RevoSim Pure bundle, which Yannick actually tried in Paris at Nacon's own event. Pure consists of the 9Nm direct drive wheelbase, a 300mm steering wheel, and a 2-pedal set including a load cell brake. More accessories like a clutch, shifter, handbrake or different wheel rims are set to come as well eventually, but first the bundle will launch in June. Finally, we had arguably the biggest hardware launch of the month on March 18th. MOZA Racing officially released its M-Booster Active Pedal to rival Simocube's Active Pedal Ultimate and Pro offerings at a lower price. Which still doesn't mean it's cheap, as it's a high-end piece of kit, but with a standalone price of €899, it would burn much less of a hole into your wallet. We are looking forward to comparing the M-Booster Active Pedal to the Simicube models to find out how it stacks up against the competition. Aside from the Active Pedal, MOZA had another new product up its sleeve that gathered quite a bit of interest. Their AB9 FFB flight base can now be transformed to be an active shifter, which works both in H-shifter and sequential mode and can also act as a handbrake. MOZA promises that with its 12 Nm of maximum torque, it is designed to deliver a huge leap in shifting realism. But of course, March wasn't just all about hardware. Instead, quite a few other interesting and unexpected stories unfolded. Remember the Nacon Pure reveal? That was tied to another quite big announcement, and it involved Rennsport. The still-in-development sim will come to consoles in 2025 with Nacon acting as the publisher. That also means that we will see the full release of Rennsport still this year. For more info on what to expect from that, check out Michel's interview with Rennsport CEO and co-founder Marco Uyasi. On the competitive side, Rennsport looks set to run Season 4 without ESL for the very first time. While there has not been an official announcement, the high-profile esports series is exclusively referred to as Rennsport R1 in all communications. By the way, this month's roundup is sponsored by the first ever expo covering sim racing in the United States, the Sim Gaming Expo Chicago. The event takes place from September 5th to 7th, and you can experience the thrill of sim racing as well as flight gear. In addition, VR will play a big role. You'll be able to test products, participate in contests, and get special discounts. Their website with more info and registration is now live. Link is in the description down below. Back to the news, another sim that is due for its full release in 2025 is Assetto Corsa EVO. And while news surrounding the sim itself have slowed down a bit in March, they sure have not for developer Kunos Simulazioni. On March 7, it emerged that Stefano Casillo, co-founder of the studio besides Marco Masaruto, would rejoin the team full-time as the Chief Technology Officer. Previously, Casillo had worked on the hydrofoil sailing simulator called Hydrofoil Generation with his own studio Jax Vane. Casillo told Overtake that he was super happy and excited to be back at work with my old friends. I miss the action of having fun with a wheel in my hands and love what they have been doing with EVO and the vision behind it. Meanwhile, over in the iRacing camp, the 2025 Season 2 build was released on March 13th. Portland International Raceway and the Arca Menard Series stock cars are very much welcome additions. Furthermore, the build introduced iRacing's first step to transform the GTP hypercars to be more in line with their real-life counterparts by adjusting the tire model. Emily checked it out in detail, which you can see in our YouTube video on the update, and our iRacing Pro Marcus even created a guide already for handling the new tires. Unfortunately though, the adaptive AI that was set to debut in the Season 2 build did not quite make it into iRacing this time around. Accurate implementation of the GTP car's hybrid system will also have to wait for another update, but they had not been planned to be part of this update yet anyway. Shortly after iRacing, Razer Studios also launched an update to their sim Automobilista 2. On the content side, this brought back a fan favorite from the original Automobilista via the Adrenaline Pack Part 2 DLC, namely the Super Trophy trucks. To properly enjoy them, Razer also added ramps to 12 layers of pre-existing tracks, which makes for a combination that is great fun, as Michael, Connor and Yannick found out when they're trying their hands on the DLC on stream.
Now watch me miss this chicane, I will guarantee you I'll miss it.
Oh, I'm almost up to 240! That's a sketchy braking... sorry.
Oh, made the chicane! Oh, just about made it! Oh, oh no!
Yeah, someone survived that as well.
More DLC was headed our way courtesy of EA Sports and Codemasters. On March 25th, the Hard Chargers DLC for EA Sports WC dropped, introducing new cars such as the 1999 Ford Focus WC, the Ford Escort RS 1600 Mark I, and the 2021 Hyundai i20 Coupe WC, among others. More important though to most rally fans are the new stages for Sweden and Greece. As usual, 2 new long stages have been added, run in both directions, and chopped up into smaller parts to make for 6 new stages per location. In both cases, the long variants are real-life stages, and in Sweden's case, this means it's the first time in the actual location of the rally, which had moved from Värmland to Umeå in 2022. Numerous new liveries and moments to play with run off the Hard Chargers DLC, the final pack to be part of the WC24 expansion bundle. Could this also have been the final DLC for the game itself? We will see if EA Sports and Codemasters have another WC title lined up, or if the current one will continue to be supported. Speaking of support, we would love for you to support us by liking this video, clicking subscribe and ringing the bell notification. That way, you won't miss anything that happens on our channel, including the news featured in this monthly roundup as they actually happen. But now, let's get back to the video. Wreckfest 2 is just getting started. The successor to the popular destruction-focused racer has hit early access on March 20th, and the developer Buckbee also shared a roadmap that hints at more content to come in May. The first release may be relatively limited on the content side, but does already feature a multiplayer that allows for 24 players in the same session, a car painting system, and leaderboards. Those who have been waiting for more info on Project MOZA Racing have gotten a first glimpse into the upcoming title's physics engine. Dubbed Hadron, developer Straight 4 Studios claims it will feature 720Hz physics for unmatched handling realism, as well as an extremely in-depth and interconnected simulation of engine and drivetrain right down to fluid dynamics. Tire and aerodynamic simulation are also supposedly very deep. Previously, Straight 4 had confirmed the Gillette Vertigo Strife, a classic from the GTR 2 days, to be part of the sim. Later in March, the Musler MT900R was teased to be included as well. It truly looks like Project MOZA's racing previously intended name, GT Revival, described the content of the sim quite well. EA Sports and Codemasters finally broke the radio silence on the upcoming Formula 1 game. While the naming of the EA Sports Beta F1 program had led to speculation about the game possibly not being a yearly release, but rather a multi-year title like EA Sports WC, the announcement of the reveal trailer designated the game F1 25. Finally, we have 4 motorsport/sim racing crossover stories. As was known in January already, sim racer Igor Fraga would make his Super Formula debut in Japan in 2025, and ahead of the Suzuka season opener, we had a chat with a Brazilian who credits Gran Turismo and his success in the game's competitive scene with raising his profile enough for him to eventually land a Super Formula drive. While Fraga finished 18th in the first race, he managed to bag a very respectable 6th place in the second race after starting in 14th. On the other side of the ocean though, Team Redline sim racer Chris Lalem is set to make his GT World Challenge debut driving for Max Verstappen's own GT team. Lalem will compete in both the sprint and endurance rounds, including the 24 Hours of Spa. In the sprint rounds, he will share a Ferrari 296 GT3 with Terry Vermeulen, and the duo will contest the endurance rounds in an Aston Martin Vantage GT3 EVO alongside Harry King. In addition, we also have our first sim racing driver in the Euronesca series, as BS Competition Low will start there in 2025. Close to our home base on the legendary Nürburgring Nordschleife, the NLS Endurance Series kicked off its season, and Jimmy Broadbent, Misha Sharadin and Super GT returned with a class win in the Bilstein BMW GT4. Our friend and Gran Turismo World Champion Takuma Mizuno made his debut also in a Toyo Tyrus and Ring Racing Run Toyota Supra in the VT2 RWD class. A solid 5th place against many strong and experienced BMW teams was a great performance, and he even set the fastest lap time in class. It's a great start of a story of yet another sim racer starting his motorsport career, and we will keep following it. As you can see, quite a lot has happened in March 2025 in sim racing, even way more than we could pack ever into this video. We're excited for April already, and if the news keep on coming at this rate, we should be in for a real treat of a year. As always, leave your feedback and suggestions for this format in the comments down below. Thank you for watching our March edition of Sim Racers Monthly, and see you next month.